Hello, Patriots. I'm Lee Watts, and this is Patriot Point, your source for Kentucky news and analysis from a conservative, Christian, and common sense point of view. Well, this week we'll be looking at something that probably President Trump has been asking himself, which is, what is up with these Kentucky guys? We have two members of the Kentucky congressional delegation up there in D.C., which are holding up the big, beautiful bill. This is Representative Thomas Massie and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. This week we're going to be looking at why they are opposing this, the reasons for it, the reasons against it. I mean, we've already got Mitch McConnell as an embarrassment to this state. So what's up with these two guys? Are they embarrassments or are they being heroes for conservatism? Let's look at both sides of the issue this week. First of all, the big, beautiful bill that President Trump has been trying to get passed through Congress was able to pass the House of Representatives by a mere one-vote margin. There was only two Republicans who voted against it in the House, and one of them was Kentucky Representative Thomas Massie, who represents the northern section of Kentucky. President Trump has repeatedly clashed with Representative Massie and has repeatedly said that there should be some Republican to primary him to replace him in Congress. We're going to see if a candidate steps up to possibly do that. Let's look at some of the things which are actually in this big, beautiful bill that President Trump is trying to get through that Representative Massie voted against. First of all, in the big, beautiful bill, it defunds Planned Parenthood. Praise the Lord for that. Planned Parenthood announced that just last year they killed more than 420,000 infants. This is amazing. They made $2 billion, and yet they get $700 million a year from reimbursements through Medicaid and Title X. I have to wonder, why is the government funding abortion and not funding adoption? Why don't we take that same money and move that to people helping to adopt? I think it'd be a much better solution. I'm Lee Watts, and I approve that message. So what else is in this big, beautiful bill? Well, it has renews the tax cuts from President Trump's first administration. That also gives unprecedented resources to securing our border. Does massive tax cuts for middle-class families, workers, and small businesses. So why would Representative Massie, a noted conservative, vote no on a bill that includes all of these great things? Here's the reason why. Because this big, beautiful bill also increases the deficit by $2.3 trillion over a 10-year period. The new spending in this bill exceeds reductions in federal expenditures, therefore doing massive increase in government debt. Representative Massie called the big, beautiful bill, quote, a debt bomb ticking. He likened this increased debt in this bill to the Titanic by saying this: we're putting coal in the boiler and setting a course for the iceberg. And he has a good point in this. You can only increase the debt so much before the economy is basically going to break under the load, and it will come crashing down harder than it ever has in all of history. He says this increased deficit bill also says that, hey, we're going to be responsible financially in 5 years. However, he said, how do you bind a future Congress with those promises made by this Congress? And to be honest, we've heard these kind of promises before, saying, well, we're going to go into more debt now, but we'll be financially responsible later. So he's not buying that, and for that reason, he voted no on this bill. He is not the only member of Kentucky's congressional delegation to be opposing this bill. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul has come out publicly and said he is a hard no on the big, beautiful bill. It's being said that the bill going before the Senate is dead on arrival because of Senate conservatives, such as Senator Paul, opposing President Trump's bill. Why is he doing this? Well, this is what Senator Paul said about it. We've never, ever voted to raise the debt ceiling this much. It'll be a historic increase. I think it's not good for conservatives to be on the record supporting a 4 or 5 trillion increase in the debt ceiling. He went on to say, if they were to take the debt ceiling off of it and have the tax reductions and spending reductions, I'd probably vote for that. In this hard no on the big, beautiful bill, Senator Paul is joining other Senate conservatives, such as this Republican senator from Florida, Rick Scott, who said it's dead on arrival because Senate conservatives are demanding more financial responsibility in this bill. I like President Trump. I wholeheartedly believe he may be the absolute best president in all of American history. But the man is not perfect. There's only one who is perfect on this earth, and that was Jesus Christ. I wish that they would be able to sit down with his fellow conservatives, such as Senator Paul and Congressman Massey and other conservatives, sit down with the president to rein in this massive spending. If the big, beautiful bill goes through as it is now, then the Republicans own the debt. We can no longer say this is because of the Biden era or the Democrats if they're going to be increasing it the largest amount it has ever increased in all of American history. So what do we do about this? Well, I encourage you to contact Senator Rand Paul and Congressman Thomas Massey. You're a Kentuckian. They need to hear from you. They can hear from you one of two ways, saying, one, hold the line on fiscal responsibility. This is a major conservative issue, and you should stand up for that. Or maybe you should say, listen, we're defunding Planned Parenthood. We're getting massive tax cuts. This is helping small businesses and securing the border. This is a reasonable compromise. So you can see why conservatives are split on this issue. The best thing that you can do is to contact your senator and your representative and let your voice be heard, because that is the only way they can accurately represent the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. So that's some of the news we have going on this week and how Kentucky is once again playing a major role in national politics. So until next week, Patriots, I'm Lee Watts for Patriot Point, reminding you that liberty is not a spectator sport.